Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, foot soldier. What's funny, honey? What's funty, hunty? Mm, making my coffee. Oh man, already? Jesus. Here we go. Good morning.
Although we already said that already.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
We said good morning a few minutes ago.
Oh man, I
See,
guess.
this is what I'm saying. When people say good morning, right, and then they see that same person later on, do they have to say hi again? Because we tend to do that all through the day. Then we see that same person at night and we saying hi. I mean, hi should be said one time that day,
Um,
huh?
it's called, huh? It's called pleasantries. That's what it's called.
What they got to do with saying it 3 and 4 times a day?
I need some coffee to deal with you this early. Can I, can I just get my first sip? Now, can I get my first sip
You can take a
before you
couple of
start
sips. Hey, you
before you
you got
start badgering me with all this?
you can take a couple
Now,
of sips. You still didn't answer
okay,
my question.
okay. Can we just deal with the pleasantries? Okay.
The pleasantries
Come
was
on.
already said.
Oh, here we go. You ruining my pleasantries. Good morning,
How?
Crystal. Happy Mother's Day.
We already said that
When?
a few hours ago. I even said it in your post. How many times? This is what I mean. Now later on, if I happen to see you in a chat, which I doubt, because there's too many chats we go in nowadays, and I already
Uh-huh.
said good morning or hi to you and happy Mother's Day. Now later on, if I see you in the evening, do I have to say it again? And then I see you later on
Well,
at night, I say it again?
you shouldn't have to say good morning to me in the evening because obviously it's
No, not
evening.
good morning, hi, hey, or
Yes, you should
hi.
say hey.
If I said it to you before, why do I have to keep saying it? Is my
Because
point.
there's a time limit. It wore out.
So that day is
What's
that
the
day.
difficulty with saying it again?
It's not difficult because I do it. I said, do I have to?
Well, do you not think you should?
No, I don't think I should.
So then why do you?
Because people require me to do it, unfortunately.
Mm. This is a little deeper than what I had anticipated.
In what
So,
way?
do you always do what people want you to
No.
do? How far back has this been happening to
I
you? Like,
have
how many
never,
times?
listen, I have
How many
never
times do
done,
you say good morning to the same person?
hmm no, not just good morning. It's speaking. What is a hey, hi, hello, good morning? That's self-explanatory. That is morning. But I
Hmm.
still spoke. So throughout the day, I see you again. You know what I'm saying? Everybody saying hi,
Right.
hey, hello. Then we see each other that night. Everybody saying, hey, hi, hello.
Uh-huh. So when if I see you in one chat room and I say, "Hey, foot soldier, what's up? How are you?" and you say, "I'm okay. How are you?" "I'm okay, whatever." And then I see you in another chat room. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, Hey everybody, but foot soldier, because you already said hi to me, so don't say it again.
And I wouldn't give a damn. I would not give a damn. If you be people, if I would say, if I come in the chat and I be like, hey everyone, that means everybody in the chat. Then I get a little bit time go on, but you didn't say hi to me. What? I said hi everybody. You part of everybody. So then it's the begin, then we speak in individual.
Do you think that's part of your sensitivity issues?
Issues. Wait a minute.
Do you think that this is
Wait a minute.
part of
I
the
don't have
sensitivity
any.
issues?
I don't like the word issues because that's like something permanent. that's like that's like permanent. So I have a problem. That's what that says.
So you think
Yeah.
sensitivity is a diagnosis?
No, I think it depends on what people would consider trigger. They're using that now. What triggers you?
Oh
And some
Lord.
people like, oh, you being sensitive. Keep it moving. No.
Well, so I stated I was
Mm,
surprised at your sensitivity
surprise. What? Hold on. Why you got to be surprised?
because
Surprise. Hold on.
because, because I'm used to the rough foot soldier,
I don't know.
right? Like
That's like saying I don't have a heart.
nah, it's not. It's saying like you don't get mad when like somebody don't agree with you.
That's not that because it turns into an argument instead of a you don't agree, I don't agree.
Right. So when you talk about saying hi to everybody
And why you
more than
why
once in a day,
you
that just sounds retarded. Like, what the fuck? If I see you in another chat, do I gotta say hi to you again? Like, why don't you want to say hi to me? Like,
because
my
it's
feelings is hurt.
like what? That's surprising to me since you want to go with surprises all the time.
What
That's surprising
surprise?
that you said that you feel some kind of way because I don't say hi. That's kind of like being sensitive. What are you sensitive about? It ain't
But
like I
I am sensitive though.
really. when when when
You
are
ain't
you
shit for that.
when are you
That's right.
hold on, when are
You
you
ain't,
sensitive? What's up,
you ain't shit for that. At least every third Sunday in the month, I try to be.
Oh, you plan on it? you plan on it?
It's
Damn.
a it's a scheduled sex sensitivity day. I like things in order. I don't like surprises. Happy
How
Mother's Day, Mama.
how do you plan some shit like that? How do you
You
plan that?
don't you don't wake up in the morning and say fuck that today. I just don't give a fuck.
I do.
So then, do you come out here on the streets and act like you give a fuck when you don't?
No, I don't really come out here expecting too much. It just is what it is.
Because I be seeing you on some panels and your I don't give a fuck badge just shows.
I don't appreciate that, but whatever.
So that's a happy
Because
Mother's Day.
if things become something of a repeat thing, so why care about something for people who constantly repeat things, the behavior? It's the behavior of people that is a problem. I mean, the expectation for something different from people who never show nothing different. That irks the fuck out of me. And it's not the person who does it, it's the people who look at them in a way that they feel like they shouldn't have said this or they shouldn't have done that when they said this and that beforehand numerous times. That irks me. Zavia has children.
Huh?
She's a mother.
Zariah?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay, I want to know before I put it in the chat.
Zariah, babies, right? Well, not babies, but, children.
I don't know.
I know you don't. That's why I said Zariah.
So that's the kind of bother me, and so now I'm in a space where the issue is trans, right? The trans gonna tell the born women how to be a woman. So now we talk about that yesterday, and we kind of felt like them crowning the guy who changed over from a man to a woman of the year. What's his name? The one that was
I don't
married
know.
to the Kardashian. Jenner.
Oh,
Him.
God. Chris
They
Jenner?
gave him the woman of the year award. He's not born
He's
woman.
not a
So
woman. Yeah, he's
exactly.
not a
He's
woman.
so that was a big issue of nobody was up when all these women that get on here and have
But,
so much
you
to say
sound
had nothing to
choppy.
say about that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Hello? Yeah, you sounded
I'm not
choppy for a
moving.
minute. I think it's StreamYard because it's quite a couple of other people that I've heard sounding the same way. I don't believe that men who become women or women who become men have the same rights as born man and woman. I just don't. I never did.
Okay, getting back to my issue since you
Full
said
grown
that.
women. Wow. I'm a mom of four and a grandmother of six, about to be seven. So your issue is your sensitivity.
You said it was an issue. I don't feel like it's an issue.
You was astounded when I questioned you being sensitive.
Yes, because we talk all the time. So I guess you never really know people like people think, huh?
Don't start that nonsense on this motherfucker. Don't stop. Don't make me bring out the recording. I'm
Whatever.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't care.
But
Here's what it is.
so when you're agreeing, when you and another is agreeing and disagreeing, do you think you should be you do you think you are sensitive in that kind of mode?
Sometimes I am. Sometimes I am. But it depends on who it is.
Right? So now, and in the moment of agreeing and disagreeing, do you feel that you're accepting to understanding why they're disagreeing?
Yes, I do. More than I used to.
I gotta say, you have developed that quite well over the years.
Really.
You see, change is good. Change is good.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
because I mean, we've had you see we come on here and we laugh and we joke or whatever, right? Now, we talk behind the scenes, and people seem like because we're on a panel, we're always laughing and joking and shit like that. Like we don't have disagreements, but we do, and I have seen you go from like just that's it. This is your point to grasping other differences. Of course, that doesn't change your point of view. It is your point of view is what it is. But so I think that that's a big dynamic in keeping a strong
I
friendship
mean,
because
is
yeah.
it we could hear something and we make a determination off of what we hear? Does that make it true? No, I go by actions. Your actions speak volumes, and just because I know you or support you or anything like that, that doesn't change your actions. But people tend to do overlook the things that they seen just because they're cool with that person.
Right.
So I don't. People say, well, the person does wrong to the people. In my eyes, they're not somebody I want to deal with. But in other people's eyes, it's cool because their go to is, well, that person ain't done nothing to me. Well, when you become that me that they do
Hmm.
something to, you are just like the people I'm talking about, the people I don't
So
know.
so hold on, stop right there, because now I wanna ask you something. So when let's say I tell you, um, or you see, let's say Zariah, because she's the one that's in the chat right now, right? So let's say you see Zariah treating me, or me treating Zariah a certain way, right? You see that, but you don't know the history behind it.
Yeah, but
Do you
you know,
then give me a chance as a person, or is your judgment
yes, yes,
automatically by the way I'm
yes,
treating
yes,
Zariah?
yes, I do give you a chance. I'm not talking about one person. I'm talking about a bunch of people get treated badly by this one person. I'm not talking
Mm,
about one person. It depends
right,
on what they said they did is another factor. Yes, people do have histories with one
right,
another,
right.
but I'm still gonna stay on the actions of a person. I'm just because it always amounts to what I feel it is. They're not nice people to mess
So
with.
you go with your gut.
Yes, I go by what I see. It could be one person, then I'm not going to put too much into it. But when it
Right.
becomes two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 people, you can't overlook that just because you're cool with that person.
See, and that's where I kind of feel like we differ, because if 10 people came and told me that Zariah was a certain way or you were a certain way, I would I wouldn't base
Yes,
my
because
my my judgment. Hold on, I wouldn't base my final decision on that. What they have told me, I will keep it in my head as I approach you and deal with you. And if I see anything that would lead to that, then okay, I'm just gonna back up off of you. But in certain instances, right, I've seen where one person has treated 3 people one way, and so I come and I talk with them and this and that, and they're not treating me that way, and
okay,
I turned to where we're cool. and because they haven't treated me the way they were treating them other people.
I get it. But my thing is this: you can't go by what everybody said because everybody could be going along with someone else.
Right,
So you have to look at it that way.
right.
I'm
I agree
talking
with you.
about. I'm actually seeing a person treat people badly. I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm going by what I see. So they say believe what half of what you hear.
Hmm.
How does that go? And all of what you see.
All of what you see, yes.
Okay, so it's always going to be for me how people treat people. It matters to me how people treat people. To me, it matters.
Right.
So that's what I go by. I'm not going to bash the person or be all walking around with picket signs saying this person is a bad person. I just don't deal with the people. You have to, when you encounter people, just sit back and observe. People will show you all you need to know about themselves. That's what I go by.
I agree with that. I'm a gut person. Like I feel like everybody. I feel that we have these feelings, and it's just like people who say, who got into a car accident. I was gonna stay home. I should have stayed home. Well, that was your gut talking to you, or somebody who, I should have did this, or I knew I shouldn't have came out. So I'm like a gut person, and
I am too.
I go by like what I feel. Like if I look and I'm listening and like let's say let's keep it let's put it to the YouTube, right? And I'm just saying in YouTube period. Like I'll hear something about this chat or this person, like Ratchet. Everybody complains and talks stuff about Ratchet. But I went into Ratchet and I see different from what people are saying. So I kind of like go and when I'm there, I'm cool. Like I don't have a problem. I don't feel no funny business. I don't, so I guess I kind of go with my gut.
Okay. So you don't feel how everybody else feel about Ratchet.
No, no.
Because
Mm-mm.
sometimes that thing where all the people can't be wrong about somebody. Yes, they can if they don't like that person, or if that
Hmm.
person had a problem with somebody they like. You got a group of people want to bash the person. They not looking at the situation. They looking at the person they like is being talked about, so they don't like it. So now they don't like the person that's talking about it. And it could be a whole group of people, a whole group of people. So does that mean they right? Because of no, you see what's going on. People sometimes have blinders on, and then you got some people who don't care. It's
Oh,
so
excuse me.
it's social media to them, and they not people. Some people don't want to get involved in other people's bullshit, so they don't say
Yeah.
anything. Because at the end of the day, people say when you log off, you leave this behind because you got stuff going on. Everybody has family for the most part at this stage in our lives. Everybody
Right.
basically have children and grandchildren. Me, I'm in the great grandma stage. So my goal is the main goal that I would teach my kids and grandkids is don't be a follower. If we look at what's going
Right.
on in society, when you follow people, you wind up in things that you shouldn't be in. So
Hmm.
who you want to get mad at? You want to get mad at the person who done harm to your child. You try to instill always what's right and what's wrong. And what I see on social media is a bunch of who I like. So if I like this person, they can do X, Y, Z to somebody to bump a bunch of people. And then on the other side, you want to point fingers elsewhere for the same thing that that person you like does. That
Right.
bothers that bothers me
Yeah. There's
because
there's there's there is that going on.
It's a lot of it. And it's not just here in the space we in. It's all over YouTube. I don't care where you go at. You have a
Yeah,
bunch of people who's out here bashing people for something that the people they support wholeheartedly support does. So I'm
right.
not looking at the person that does it. I'm looking at the people who pointing fingers. What
That's
do
why
you?
when I deal with people, I try to deal with people without preconceived judgment. Like I try to just deal with people as they are, with in the way I see them. Like I said, I take heed to what people say. Hello.
Okay. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I take heed to what people say, and I'll listen to what they say. But I mean, and I tell my kids the same thing. I raised my kids the same way. I raised them. I was never the type of parents to tell my kids stay away from that person because they're no good. I've always told my kids, you know what that person is about, and you know what's right and wrong, right? So if you don't stand up for anything, you'll fall for everything. So that's where, like, me and Cheyenne, we kind of like me and Cheyenne and Boo Boo, we're kind of like the same because if it's bullshit, we'll call bullshit, right? And so you can a lot of people get offended by that. Like a lot of people think because I'm cool with you, not you, but I mean if I'm cool with them, like I'm supposed to co-sign whatever comes out of their mouth. And if what you're saying isn't true or it's questionable, I'm not gonna agree with you. And that's where me, Boo Boo, and Cheyenne are the same. See, Marcus is more reluctant because Marcus doesn't like confrontation and doesn't deal with confrontation very well at all. But when you're like that, people have the tendency to think that either you're a bully, you have no feelings, or you just don't care. That's where the whole joke of "oh, now you're sensitive" came in.
I seem like I don't care when I'm on panels. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, to me, I don't have any issues with you. I honestly love the way you are because I feel you're that brutal, honest voice. And what makes it easier for that is because when you're wrong, you take accountability. You know what I mean? Like if you did or said something wrong, you apologize or you pull it back real quick. I think you're like that kind of how do I say it? The
Make sure you say the right thing.
You're the best person ever. Get the fuck out of here. You're you're I think you're equally balanced on both ends. Like, and it's hard to come across people like that where, what, you're my friend, and you got love for me and this and that, but you're wrong. Like, no, just because we're friends, you're not gonna co-sign my bullshit as I'm not gonna co-sign yours. And
It's a
I'm
lot of
I'm grateful
people.
for you.
There's a lot of people on here like that. I came across quite a few that I'm getting to know even more, and we all have different personalities. You can't. Um, everybody's different, but
Right.
you're able to get along with that. That's awesome. Instead of arguing all the time, all fussing and fighting over nothing, something that could be worked out if you choose to work it out. Some people choose to be argumentative. Some people choose. I'm I like to laugh, so I'm trying to go with that more so than arguing with people about some things.
Yeah, I don't like arguing, and when it comes to like hypotheticals and my opinions, I'm not gonna argue my opinion. My opinion is what it is. It doesn't make it right, but that's my opinion. And
See,
opinions are
that's
like
the
assholes.
thing.
Everybody has.
Well, that's the thing about opinions. I'm right now. I'm on the side of what's factual. Forget what you heard, and forget an opinion. We're gonna deal what's factual. When things are, people need to look up what's an opinion and what's factual. When it comes to what's factual, that's something you said you did. An opinion is something you thinking about a situation. So you still going by what you see in that situation for you to have an opinion on it. And your
Right.
opinion ain't gonna always coincide with someone else's. And
Somebody
listen,
else's.
it's okay. It's okay. Everybody's not gonna be on the same accord all the time.
Right.
They just not. That's not how life works. And I feel like when you come on here and you've been through something in your life and you made it through, but you come on here and you act like this is so devastating. But you've been through something in your life that you made it through. So when you come on here, it should be a piece of cake. It shouldn't be so devastating. It shouldn't be so hurtful all the time. It shouldn't
Right.
be so argumentative. I just got over a heart attack and I'm still here. So you on this app and you acting like the least little thing bothers you. No, you made it through a heart attack. YouTube should be the last thing that bothers you. Sometimes people say stuff, it does kind of rub you the wrong way. And sometimes we get in situations that's not good for us, but we have to take yourself out of it and figure out what did you do in that situation, how you got into that situation.
I feel the same way. There's just like I personally feel, you're gonna have people who you're gonna have people who I don't want to say believe you, who are gonna stand with you, and people who aren't gonna stand with you. And I personally feel, if I'm being accused of something, or you know I'm being questioned on something, once I give the answer, my answer, that's it. Like, I'm not gonna adjust it no more. Cause like I said, just like assholes, everybody has an opinion. And I refuse to sit here and go back and forth with anybody, whether here on YouTube or in my real life. Because I've done it with people as well in my, in real time. Like, no, I didn't say that. Okay, well, that's not what I heard. And I heard, okay, well, I'm telling you I didn't say that. But that's not what I heard. Okay, well, I can't help you with that. I'm telling you what I said. And I've walked away from many of people in my physical life.
Exactly. You're the same person you are on here as you are off.
Right, right.
You're not changing. That's who you are.
And whether you believe me or not, that's not going to make or break me. So if you don't believe me, then just don't follow me. Just don't deal with me. And that's it.
Right. So there'll be no confrontation. Every time we see each other, we going back and forth.
It makes no sense. Not. I have grandkids and kids. Like, that's where my energy has to be in real present life and on YouTube. So I'm very active with my grandkids as you are with yours. I don't know. I don't know. I just.
Because as for your family, that time is precious. This is
Mhm.
like this YouTube thing is like a cut right. It's always gonna be there. Is you gonna one day wake up and say I didn't spend enough time with them? No.
Right.
That has to be your first priority. And this should be
But you see,
second.
this is where I'll say that on YouTube as well. It's just, to me, it's it's just as personal as my real life, right? Because the same way I love on my kids and my kids love me and my grandkids and my family is the same way I feel about people on YouTube. Certain people that I'm cool with and I talk to and I joke with and I laugh with, like they have a presence in my life as well. Many people will say YouTube is just an app and this and that. But when you're spending time on YouTube and you're getting to know people and you're getting to learn people and this and that, you grow a bond. Like just like with everybody that has passed away, up to Faith passing away. Um, Struggles. All of them have had struggles. All of them have been through stuff in life. All of them have fought things and beat it and have it. Um, like I was replaying, like I was rewatching my lives where Faith came, on the panel, and she sat there and she chopped it up with us, right?
Yeah,
So when you
yeah,
do that, I
yeah,
take that kind of, that's like on a personal level. I'm not gonna say that I spoke with her every day, or because that's just not true. But she was a presence, so she had an effect in my life somehow, some way.
yeah. That's the day she invited me to her chat. We was laughing up here. I mean, we had a good
Mhm.
time. Why is that echo?
So I feel that people, when you as a subscriber and as a channel holder, when you find and create bonds with people like you've been here in the lounge since I created it, and I think I created
Unfortunately,
it like 4 or 5 years ago. So
unfortunately,
yeah, you see, like you made this shit what it is. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm just here. I'm here. You run the show. I'm just here. Like, I just get it
no,
started.
I'm not running no shows now.
Um,
I don't know what you're talking about.
so like,
No,
it just develops. So for me to say that one day I'm gonna come on here, and just to know that when I go live, some person's gonna be in my chat. Like, let's say, um, I don't know, just anybody, period. And then all of a sudden they stop coming and they stop coming, and I find out along the way, like they passed or they're sick or whatever. It hurts a little bit somewhere along the line. I think if it didn't, I would be inhumane.
yeah, because you had a little rapport with that person, you laughed it up um, with
Like
that
Kelly,
person.
you remember Kelly, the one who used to come in here?
Yes,
Um,
the one who would never come on the panel.
yeah, I met her in real life.
Right.
Um, I had a I had bought a laptop off of her, and I drove out to Pennsylvania, to Philly, and I met her in real life, right? And we used to talk and everything else. And there came a time where, there was kind of a little, like, we didn't reach out, life got busy or whatever. And I would call her, and it would just go to voicemail. And then I decided to just look on Facebook, and I found out she passed. Like, that shit kind of hit. It hit different because I didn't have a like, we didn't stop talking. We were friends, and I learned from that anything can happen in a minute. Anything can happen in a minute. So you have to be ready for. That's why, like I always said from the beginning, before I say anything or approach any situation, I say to myself, would I be okay if what I'm about to say is the last thing you hear me say to you?
I wouldn't. I wasn't okay with my mom's last words to me. I just always felt like Was there something more I could have done to maybe keep her here a little longer?
Yeah,
I still feel that way. People tell me not to, but it's not that easy.
I think that's a feeling that, because I feel the same way about mine. I feel like maybe if I would have went to visit her more, I would have,
Right.
seen something, or, made sure that somebody did something that they weren't doing, or she needed to be done. And I think that's just something that as you get older,
I look at it like this. We're trying to hold on to something that we needed to let go. And I don't mean let go as to forget about them, let them go to their next journey instead of them holding them here when they obviously in pain or, however, depending on the situation that they're feeling. We wants to hold on to them. We don't want them to go. We have to let it go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think in comparison with my mom and my dad, I don't want to say it was easier, but I didn't have so many questions with my dad because my dad was he was with me.
Yeah,
Like
my
he
mom
was
was
in the
with
house.
me. My mom was with me. I mean, to watch people hurting and your hands is tied. There's nothing much you can do.
Yeah.
I try to make them as comfortable as possible. You still, when they do move on, you still think about. I still think about it. What could I have done different? And maybe she would. It's like wanting something that you had to let go. Now, I don't mean forget about them. I mean let them go to their next journey.
Yeah. I think no matter how old you are, you always need your parents.
Yeah, when you have that relations, unfortunately, it is unfortunate. A lot of people don't have that bond with their family, whether it's their father or their mother, and it's sad. But
See,
it's just it's a harsh reality.
I had my issues with my parents, but you see, my dad, it wasn't so bad because whatever questions or things I had to say to him or needed him to answer, he answered. So that kind of like made it easy. But when I started like coming around the point where I can ask these questions, is when my mom caught the stroke, and after that, she would speak, but she wouldn't make any sense. Like she would just be
Yeah,
like the game, the game, the game, the game. That was all she ever said. The game, the game, the game. So I couldn't get my answers from her. But that day on the panel with Faith, um, she had told me some things, and I took that into perspective, and I started the forgiving with my mother. And this is what I mean. Like nobody ever knows how a person has affected or impacted your life. Cause I think like now when I was listening to that live that day, I really feel like I can't say that it was her that made it happen, but I don't think that I would have been opened to a different way had I not spoken, you know, with you and Faith that day on the panel.
that's true because I support this young lady who's having an issue with her daughter being overprotective of her children to the point where she hardly sees her grandkids. But it was a woman that hit her panel that put it in perspective for her. And as time went on, they finally was open to her being around, leaving her kids with her without feeling overprotected because she is the grandmother. And you know how grandmothers are
Hmm.
when it comes to the grandkids. And she was just telling her to have patience. You got to understand. where your daughter's coming from. She put things in perspective for her, so now everything is great. So you do have that person that you encounter that says something to you that makes sense, and you think about it, and you take that and you apply it. We're not talking about negativity. We're talking about positive something positive that's
Right.
happening in your life when somebody else sees it in a way. Then you come to that realization as the way they see it is the way it is. The way you was looking at it wasn't what it was.
Right. Sometimes you need that extra window to be open because sometimes you just see things one way and
And they going by experience because they
right.
experience what you feeling, so they can put it in
Hmm.
perspective for you. It happens, and we can't say God put people in our life, good, bad, or whatever, and then dismissive of it because it's on YouTube. That's still a person who went through
Yeah.
something that you might be going through, and they have a different perspective on it. So yes, you do listen to it and you apply it, and it works out for you because it worked for them. And a young lady now sees her grandkids all the time. She was down about it.
Sometimes it takes a stranger, somebody to who doesn't know the situation or doesn't know the history of it. Here's what's going on and gives their perspective on it without judgment. And
Yeah,
that to me is, what I got from you and Faith that day. Right? Because although me and you have already established the friendship, Faith and me at that point weren't. But yet she seemed to hit certain things on. That's why I said, like, she would come out here and she would start with the front and center and bring that ass and all this other nonsense. But if you ever realize that every time after she did all that rah rah stuff, she brought her tone down. She always sent the message with the endings of her life. And if it was for you and you got it, you got it. And if it wasn't, then you just didn't. But when she made her appearance on other people's panels and came down to that same tone, and that's what she did that day when she came on the panel. Where I was going through whatever I was going through at that moment, she brought it into a different view.
yeah, you saw it
And so
differently.
yeah, taking everything that was given to me that day, I kind of made a decision. Okay, you know what? I'm either gonna hold on to this or I'm gonna let it go. Right. And so I slowly, because it didn't happen overnight, I
Nothing
slowly
ever
let it
does.
go. Yeah.
The overnight thing doesn't, when you deal in situations, when it comes to your parents or something you're going through, it's never an overnight thing.
Mm.
It takes time, but you're willing to take the time for it to get better or to look at it in a way that you would, someone explained it to you, you didn't look at it that way. Once it's like your eyes become
Right.
open. Your eyes are closed, but then they're open and you see it for what it is, not for what you thought it would be. So that's
That's
like
true.
applying, taking something and applying it to what you're going through because we still, at the end of the day, we still people on this app
Right.
and people go through things.
So now I want to ask you a question.
Do you have to?
After this whole conversation,
Mm.
are you sensitive or not? Are
Yes,
you
uh,
sensitive
not all the time. No, depends on the
on the
situation.
day? Right. You
Yeah,
see?
on it. on a situation that I'm supposed to be sensitive. Sometimes I do get riled up, and then I have to sit back and look at it differently. Sometimes you want people to feel what you feel, or how you feel about a situation, and they don't. So you kind of be like upset with them about it, but they're dealing with it in their way. Their way ain't you got to be your way.
Yeah. You know, I tell you the expectations lead to disappointments.
Yeah.
So I've learned not to expect, and that I feel helps me with making my choices on who to let in my circle. Oh, thank you, Zariah.
Thank you,
Oh,
Soraya.
um,
Oh, you have a
me,
circle? You
I
have a
do,
circle?
I
Oh,
do,
cool.
and because I'm not. I don't want to say I'm not outspoken because I do speak what's on my mind, but I listen and I hear. I listen and I hear. Right? My grandmother used to always tell me God gave you two ears and one mouth so you could listen twice as hard. Right? And that's what I do. And
Well, my circle, you gotta think like me to be in my circle.
we gotta think I gotta think like you.
Yes.
That's why I'm not in your circle, but you're in
Yeah,
mine.
you're on your way out. You're on your way out of it. I'm about done with you.
That's why I'm not in your circle.
Listen, the one
But
thing
you're in mine.
what's getting me
What's up?
now as I get older, my patience is gone. I
I
have
never had patience.
no, I don't
Like
not like that. Not anymore.
you listen, when I met you, you ain't have patience. What the fuck?
I hold on. Why would you say something like that to me?
Is this your sensitive point? Cause you sound like I just broke your heart. Why would
You
you? Oh
did.
my god! Why would if I had pearls, I'd be clutching them. Why'd you hurt me that way?
Why? Hey, I'm speechless now because
Yeah,
I'm
every
not.
time Foot Soldier hits a panel, yeah, you know that emoji with the person who puts their hands on the head? Every time Foot Soldier hits a panel, I'm like, just that's me. Whenever you see Foot Soldier hit a panel, you just think of that emoji because that's me. This is not gonna end well.
Wait a minute. Don't you think you're going? Oh no! Don't you think you're going a little bit too far with this?
every time, every time she hits a panel, I'm like, oh man, y'all fucked up now.
Why? Why do people think that way of me? I get this all the time. They be treat me
Foot
like
Soldier,
they be treat me like demon.
listen,
And listen, and to be
listen.
second, when I hit the chat, they be like, "Oh, that go foot soldier." I hit the panel. Don't cuss me out for so what? Is it that bad? Am I that bad?
Listen, listen. You be on the panel crying. You be like, and the foot soldier hit the panel. I'm like, oh man. And the person she'd be like, why are you crying? You're like, because my foot itches. And she's like, so go wash it. And you're like, then what are you doing with the tears? You're like, wait a minute. Like, you just fucked me up. Like, what? What?
Wait a minute.
You be like, you be crying. I cracked my last egg and foot soldier come up. They on my head on my hand. Oh man. And she be like, why you crying? Because I just cracked my last egg. Well then get another dozen. I'm like, what?
Soraya, you know that. Soraya, you know that's not true. Is that true, Soraya? I mean, since you here, Soraya, what do you think of me when I hit the panel?
You start to censor a lot of people. Like, I don't even want to cry when I'm talking to you. Like, I'm gonna shed a tear. She gonna be like, "People, I know you ain't crying." I'm like, "No, not me. I told you why you saying that. I'm not crying."
Wait a minute. I'm asking you, can you ask Soraya what I asked her? When I hit
Yeah,
the
she's
panel,
gonna answer.
when I hit the panel, what do you think of me when I hit the panel?
She said, "Indeed, but your hold on a minute. Let me see something."
That ain't what I get. I get the treatment of Debo when I'm in the chat. I was like, I ain't even
She
saying
said,
anything.
"Indeed, but your voice be so smooth and calm, and then boom, there you go. You see, you see." Or
Thank
you
you,
be talking, or
Soraya.
we be talking about some sensitive shit, right? We be like, "No, when I was younger," and then if I go like this, she be like, "You don't stop crying." No, 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 no. I'm not gonna cry now. No.
Hey, come on. All right, Soraya. From now on, I'm a side eye you, Soraya. Okay.
Look, she said that part, people.
Um, I don't know how to take that. I'm feeling some kind of way about that.
Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying.
You better not.
I can't cry. So what I can't cry. So if I was crying, how would y'all take that? If I got on this app and literally really was crying, I mean crying, crying. How would y'all feel about that?
I would, I would talk to you, but I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I would make a soundbite, and every time I felt like crying, and you said, "You better not cry, people." I'm gonna play that shit. I'm gonna smack you with that shit
But
all the time.
I'll be genuinely hurting. And I'll be if I'm crying on this app, something is wrong. I'm telling you
Mhm.
now. You ever catch me
Mhm.
crying on this app?
Right.
Something is wrong. You're a big help, Soraya.
No, no, no. I would listen. I would be extremely listen if the day comes that the heavens should part ways and the Red Sea opens up and Foot Soldier gets on the panel and cries. I'm gonna be there for you. Like, you're my girl. I got you. But I am gonna record it. I am gonna record.
Stop
Fuck
the
around. And
shit.
I'll probably make an intro
You see
and an
what she do?
outro.
You see what she wrote? She would tell me stop the shit. What kind of shit is that, Soraya?
Cause that be the one and done type shit. Like, you ain't never if that ever happened, you never gonna get a remix of that shit. So I am recording. I'm telling you right now.
What kind of shit is that?
And every time you tell somebody stop crying, I'm gonna play that shit. There you go, Foot Soldier.
I don't recall telling nobody stop crying.
You what? I don't believe that shit just came out your mouth. Let me mute myself up because I'm about to say some shit.
When I mean stop crying, when people constantly complaining, it's like one of them things you say. It's like a slang kind of type of thing. People like complaining all the time, and I'll be like, "Stop crying." That's what I mean. I don't mean
No,
like
but
tears.
there are times that you do that too, where we'll be like, well, it rained yesterday, and it rained the day before, and you'll come up and be like, and it's gonna rain tomorrow. So what's the point?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
what the fuck? Can you be a little sensitive to my emotion over the
Okay.
rain?
Why complain about the listen? Why complain about the weather and you can't change it? So why complain about it? And so why you on my list? Okay, I want you to know you at the top of my list.
Was it of course, but
No, don't try to switch up now, Soraya. It's too late for you.
That's funny.
No, no
That's funny.
crying on YouTube. And I hate to see a man do it. I'd be like, damn.
Listen, I enjoy, yes, like complaining over spilled milk. I get it. Yeah,
No,
but instead
she
of just
don't
coming
change
up
it.
and
Let me
saying,
try to change it. No, don't change
instead
it
of instead
now.
of coming up and saying, clean up the milk, don't worry about it, it'll be okay. She'd be like, oh my god, this again? How many times are we gonna talk about this? The fuck
Come
until I'm
on.
over it. Like, you know, there was no more cows. The story got no more milk. The fuck we gonna keep talking about it till I'm over it. Alright, well I'll come back up when you're done because this is just too much already. Alright, well, what the fuck?
No, Denise, you coming up with too many scenarios. That's not it. Now I know who my true friends are. I had to evaluate who my friends are on this. Nope.
So
No,
again, I ask you, are we sensitive or not?
yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am very sensitive. Sometimes I can be hardcore. Yes, I'll be hardcore.
Listen,
Like
the other day I was watching her. I
listen.
was watching her in a chat, and there was a person on the panel, and
Oh
she
my
was just, she was like, "Did you say you was getting off?" And she's in the chat saying this shit. She's like, "Didn't you say you was getting off? Oh my god, you still speaking? Why is he still there? Get down!" Like, what the fuck?
You didn't
Yeah.
feel. Wait a minute. Y'all wasn't feeling what I was feeling. Come on, man. She messed up. She messed up the whole life. I don't think Zaria was there. Were you there for the thing, Zaria, that Shakina did on Faith? Were you there? I don't know if you was
Yeah,
there.
she was there. She was there.
Okay, so how did you feel about the lady coming up speaking?
Let's not. You see?
Listen, was you laughing at me?
Who, me? Hell fucking
Yeah.
yeah. I was looking at the chat. I was like, oh man. I'm telling you, I'm that emoji with the hand on the head. There she goes. There she goes. Listen.
Hey, it was irky, okay? I'm just saying. You had people that hit panels. I could be one, and they be You know what, Soraya? I'm totally done with you. I put I put the X. I put the X on your name, Soraya. Right now, you the only name up there, and it's got a big X on it. Okay, that's how I feel about
That-
you right now. Come on now,
oh man.
the music was flowing. Wasn't nobody talking. She said after I finished playing music, um, you guys can come up and speak. And she also was like, I thought she came up there to help her who wants to play, write down who wants the song they wanted to play in the back chat. She was talking about, oh, Foot, you need to come up here, Foot my ass. You ain't no help. What's up? You supposed
It
to
was more like I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. Like, the fuck? Just get the fuck down. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, she's still speaking?
I'm sorry.
Oh, when is she getting down? Oh my god. Could somebody play music? Just play music.
You didn't read the wait a minute. You was reading all my comments. That's
your comments were the only ones there. Nobody else got a chance to write anything.
That's not true.
I'm just kidding.
They wasn't writing what I was saying. They was writing something else. Whatever, Soraya. No, but me and her cool though.
That's what I mean. So imagine what you do to your fucking enemies, bro.
You know what? I'm done talking to you about it.
I'll be sensitive.
Nobody understood
Okay.
my pain. Nobody y'all didn't understand my pain, right?
Hmm. Nobody will nut.
You make it seem so cold. You
How
make
the
it
hell are
seem
we supposed? How the hell should we take? Oh my God, you're still up there. How the hell else would you take that? Like, what other kind of emotion would you put on that? Like, oh my God, you're still talking?
so.
I guess the sensitive one was like, will you get down already? Like, that was
Listen, you wasn't feeling.
a.
Yeah. Listen, y'all wasn't feeling my pain. That's all.
Oh man.
I don't know what that means. What is she saying down there? What does that mean,
She
Barbara?
said,
What?
Baha, she's laughing.
Hmm. Whatever.
So shit, my tummy.
I have the right to be upset.
We know you like music.
No, that wasn't it.
So what was it?
Oh, you said hurry up and get down. I didn't see that. I was so focused on my issues.
That's it, your issue. That was all that mattered. Like, oh man,
I thought everybody else would be feeling it.
that was funny.
Whatever, Soraya. I'm not even gonna look at your comments anymore.
The
I'm
lie
just
detector said, "That's a lie."
I'm not. I can just close the app. I mean, the comments. I don't have to look.
Oh man,
You're very funny.
thank you, thank you.
So you saying that y'all still gonna order?
Huh?
Y'all still going to order later?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm about to end this because she just got up, so she wants to get
Yeah,
something to eat. So I'm
that's a
gonna
good
go hang out
idea.
with my little one, get some breakfast going, and I may come back later, but
Yeah.
I'll hit you up on the other end.
All right then. Thanks, Savaya. You've been a big help.
Thank you, sir, yeah, for hanging out with
Okay.
us.
Next time you come in the chat, I'm just gonna put an X. You know that's for you. Okay.
Everybody else,
Whatever.
whoever watches this video, I hope you guys have a great Mother's Day. And don't forget, if you see Foot Soldier more than once a day, don't say hi because she don't like that shit. She says hi to you one time, anytime after that, don't say hi no more, okay?
Savaya, you have an awesome Mother's Day, and we'll see you in the chat.
Happy Mother's Day, Foot.
Yep. See, there we go with this shit. Instead of this.
Happy Mother's Day, Soraya. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful ladies. Enjoy your
Whatever.
day.
I'm out.
Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're watching this video on the replay, thank you for watching. Um, don't forget to Smile. You never know what anyone is going through. Sometimes a simple smile can go a long way. And write in the comments. Do you think foot soldiers sensitive or not? I don't know. Yet to be seen. Yet to be determined. Later, y'all.